Now you will see the strangest and most mysterious things and try to figure out what it is. Wooden box with latch door in basement. Not sure what it is. Not a what's in this thing, but I guess what used to be in it? Answer: this is an old wooden structure that served as part of a laundry chute, a system for dumping dirty clothes from the upper floors to the basement. The frame is assembled from slats, which provides air circulation and prevents the accumulation of moisture inside. Hanging from the ceiling made it possible to receive laundry directly from above, without cluttering up the floor. The door with a latch was used to conveniently remove the contents or block access. This solution was practical in homes before the mass appearance of plastic clotheslines and baskets. Despite its external similarity to a cage, the design had a purely domestic purpose. It helped simplify washing and storing clothes. Found in a colleague's classroom, says it does not belong to him. The circle on the textured side can be clicked. What is this thing? Answer: it is a wireless Wi-Fi adapter for transferring multimedia content from a phone, tablet, or computer to a TV or projector. The device connects to the HDMI input of the display and allows you to broadcast images and audio in up to 4K format wirelessly. It supports both the 2.4 GHz frequency and the more stable and faster 5 GHz, which ensures minimal delays and high transmission quality. This adapter is especially convenient for watching videos, photos, presentations, or even games directly from mobile devices. The compact design and the presence of RCA, HDMI, and USB cables make it easy to integrate it even into old appliances. This is an easy way to turn an ordinary TV into a smart screen without buying an expensive smart TV. Heavy-duty hook? What is it? Wondering if this would be used with a tractor or what? Anyone know? Answer: the photos show a massive metal hook, which is part of a coupling device known as a drawbar hook, which was used on tractors and heavy machinery. Such a part is used to connect a trailer or other agricultural equipment to a tractor. The hook is made of a single piece of steel and is designed for huge loads, as can be seen by its weight and size. The scale is clearly felt in the photo with the shoe. The holes on the top are designed for mounting bolts that fix the hook to the metal beam of the crossbar. Due to rust and wear, it can be assumed that the hook has been lying outdoors for a long time and was used in the past, possibly in old Soviet or American agricultural machinery. This is an element without which it was impossible to transport trailers, harrows, or other heavy weapons. Found this in my garden. What is it from? As the title says, I found this while digging up my garden. It has a couple of numbers stamped on it. One reading, L10506, and the other reading, J1153. Help. Answer: the photos show tracks from the tracks of a Soviet tank from the Second World War, presumably from the legendary T-34. These are the links of the track belt, made of durable cast metal, with a characteristic tooth in the center for engagement with the drive sprocket. This design provided reliable traction and high maneuverability, which was critically important in war conditions. The toothed joints allowed the track to bend and at the same time maintain strength under load. The weight of one link can reach 15 to 20 kilograms, and each track consisted of dozens of such elements. The photo shows that the parts are covered with rust, but still retain their shape. This indicates the incredible reliability and durability of Soviet technology. These trucks could lie in the ground for decades after the fighting or be part of a decommissioned armored reserve. Today, such finds are of historical value and often become exhibits in museums or private collections. Shiny metal thing found in road. Solid metal, mirror polish, smooth. No markings, no glue residue or anything to indicate it was attached to something else. Very slightly magnetic, wiggles under, but cannot be picked up by, a 4-inch speaker magnet, and too heavy to be aluminum. I'm stumped. Any ideas? Answer: it is a metal instrument for gouache massage, an ancient Chinese practice aimed at stimulating blood circulation and removing congestion in the tissues. The shape of the tool is specially adapted for comfortable grip and work with various areas of the body, from the face and neck to the back and shoulders. The edges of the instrument are rounded and polished so that they do not injure the skin when pressed. When used correctly, it allows you to relax tense muscles, improve lymph flow, and even reduce puffiness. Metal versions, as in the photo, are especially popular due to their hygiene and durability. They are easy to disinfect and reuse. Black tube connected to some kind of pump with transparent tube and powder inside. I came upon an odd item in the basement of my house, seemingly left behind by the previous owners. It is a black cylindrical tube, roughly 8 inches in diameter, with what appears to be a pump affixed to it. Each end is sealed with a flat disc, one opaque, the other fashioned from clear acrylic. Within, there seems to be a fine powder of some sort. A curious thing indeed. I wonder, does anyone recognize what it might be? Answer: the photos show a vacuum chamber of the VC200 model from the Savfk company. It is a sealed cylindrical container to which a pump is connected through hoses, equipped with a pressure gauge and a pressure control valve. The main task of such a chamber is to create a rarefied space inside, that is, to pump air to a vacuum state. This allows it to be used for a variety of purposes, from forensic examinations and trace extraction, to degassing resins, silicones, or curing composites. Savfk specializes in equipment for law enforcement agencies, and such a camera can be used to process evidence, for example, to remove fingerprints from porous surfaces using cyanoacrylate vapors. The device is controlled via a power supply and a vacuum controller, which is connected to the pump and allows precise process control. 2 black heavy metal items that appear to be related to radios? They came in a lot of commercial electrical items. I purchased a lot of commercial electrical equipment, and these 2 items were included. What is this thing? Answer: the photo shows a tube microwave amplifier, namely the Klystron SAL89, developed by Sperry Gyroscope. It is a powerful component of radar or telecommunication equipment that uses the effect of delayed electron beams to amplify signals at ultra-high frequencies. Its body is protected by a system of metal radiators and mounting brackets, and the design itself is designed for installation in waveguide or antenna systems. The device could be used in military radar, aviation, or satellite communications, where accurate and stable signal transmission was required. Nearby there is a power management unit with an analog voltmeter and an ammeter, which confirms operation with high voltages and currents. Cast iron hook that swivels and can be wall-mounted, marked that it was patented in 1896. I found this 2-inch cast iron hook with PAT September 1896 on the back and have been researching all day. I was able to find the patent and see that it is a line fastener, but am now wondering what that is and how this thing would be used. Any historical knowledge of the manufacturer, inventor, or any fun facts are appreciated too if anyone has some niche knowledge here. Answer: the photo shows an antique clothesline clamp, often called clothesline tightener or clothesline cleat. This is a cast iron structure that was mounted on the exterior wall of the house and served to tighten and fix the clothesline. The principle of operation is simple and ingenious. The rope was pulled through the fork-shaped part, and then pulled down so that the load from a hanging laundry itself fixed the friction in the mechanism. The clamp automatically held the rope, preventing it from loosening, and at any moment allowed it to be loosened or removed manually. Similar devices were used in the 19th and early 20th centuries, especially in houses without backyards, where a rope was stretched from a wall to a tree, pole, or even to a neighboring building. The inscription and the characteristic shape are evidence of industrial American production in the late 1800s. It looks like it's made from some kind of bullet casing. Anyone shed any light? It's bronze, not too heavy. It's around 10 centimeters long. I found this in my late father's belongings. He was a war child. I think it's made from a bullet. What can I do with this, like a museum, collector, etc., so it does not spend its life in a drawer? Answer: the photo shows a vintage brass toolkit known as a folding hand gimlet. It is a camping tool for drilling holes in wood without using electricity. Several attachments are stored inside the cylindrical body: a punch, a drill bit, a corkscrew, and a flat screwdriver. It works like this: one nozzle is inserted transversely into the side hole, turning the cylinder into a T-shaped handle. Such a tool was often used by carpenters, as well as in army hiking kits. Its compactness and versatility made it indispensable in the field. Everything fits into a sturdy metal tube that is convenient to carry. Despite its age and signs of corrosion, this device is still functional and can serve as a practical tool or collector's item, reflecting the approach to survival and manual labor before the era of cordless screwdrivers and screwdrivers. What is this barge thing? Off Oahu in Hawaii. Large gray barge-looking thing, doesn't seem to be motorized. Boat in front of it is a tugboat, almost seems military because of the color. Answer: the photo shows an oil loading barge from Sauce Brothers, designed to transport petroleum products by sea and inland waterways. This is a massive, non-self-propelled vessel that is towed by tugs from the front and rear. One pulls, the other stabilizes the course. Barges of this type are specially designed with a flat deck and a large volume of cargo tanks inside to carry diesel, gasoline, fuel oil, and other fuels. The absence of engines on the barge itself makes its operation cheaper and easier to maintain, and all energy and control are concentrated on tugboats. Sauce Brothers, one of the largest private companies on the Pacific coast of the USA, specializing in towing, logistics, and shipping since 1936. Barges of this type are often used between oil terminals, coastal ports, and even in areas where pipeline construction is economically impractical. This is a reliable and time-tested way to deliver fuel to hard-to-reach locations, especially along the West Coast and in Alaska. Leather, disc-shaped, 15 centimeters diameter, quite heavy for the size. Found in woodworking section of garage of a house I bought. The middle bit turns around. I'm in Germany, and it's likely produced in the DDR. What is this thing? Answer: the photo shows an antique measuring tape measure with a leather case and a brass spindle for manual winding. It is a professional measuring instrument used by engineers, surveyors, and builders before the widespread use of modern plastic tape measures. The length of the tape is 50 meters, as indicated on the brass plate. A durable fabric strip with markings is retracted inside the case using a folding handle, which is fixed in the central slot. The case itself is made of tough leather embossed with best leather case, which emphasizes the premium quality of the product. These tape measures are renowned for their durability and precision. They are resistant to moisture, wear, and impact. What are these panel-like devices atop IC armored cars? These are IC armored cars at a raid in Minneapolis. Attached to the roofs are two different flat panel devices. I suspect they could be microwave or audio crowd control systems. Does anyone recognize them? Answer: the photos show devices mounted on armored vehicles, known as LRAD, long-range acoustic device, or long-range acoustic guns. These are directional sound emitters that are used to transmit voice messages over long distances and as a means of non-combat exposure. Their sound beam is extremely narrow and loud, capable of piercing through urban noise, and is used to disperse crowds, stop vehicles, or suppress aggressive actions without the use of weapons. In sound pressure mode, the LRAD can emit directional high-frequency sound over 150 dB, causing severe discomfort, disorientation, and even temporary hearing loss. The device is controlled remotely from inside the machine. LRAD is often used by police, special forces, coast guards, and the army in situations where pinpoint acoustic force without the use of fire is important. Black plastic lid thing with two openings, one with a plastic grate-like hole and one with a regular hole. Says, this lid is for cold drinks, do not use for hot drinks. No idea how old it is. Found while helping clean out the Tupperware stash. What is this thing? Answer: this is the lid from a large plastic cup for cold drinks, used in establishments like Nicktahoo's in Rochester, New York. A special feature of the design is two flip-down valves with the inscription "Press Here," which open the drinking holes. Such caps were created for reusable use. A tight fit, reliable tightness, and the ability to close the holes after a sip made them convenient for transportation and use in a car or on the go. The warning is clearly stamped on the top: this lid is for cold drink. Do not use for hot drinks, because the structure cannot withstand steam pressure and may collapse at high temperatures. These lids often came bundled with 32-ounce cups, popular in American fast food joints in the 80s and 90s. Metal thingies nailed on wood, for spikes in the front, round in between the spikes. On these old pieces of timber are a lot of these metal thingies. While I'm removing them, which is harder than I expected, I would love to know what they were for. They were previously installed in a flat in Berlin, Germany, maybe also outside on the balcony. Measurements: width 3.2 centimeters, height 2.4 centimeters, depth 0.4 centimeters. The metal seems pretty light. I don't know enough to identify what it is exactly. Answer: these are special metal climbers, fastening brackets designed to imperceptibly fix lining, wall panels, or ceiling boards. They are attached to a wooden crate or base using small nails or self-tapping screws, and then a panel is inserted into their hooks. This system allows you to fix the finishing elements without visible caps, while maintaining a clean surface appearance. Due to the special shape with teeth and protrusions, The clamps provide reliable fixation and at the same time allow easy disassembly if necessary. Steel hand-forged construction, likely 100+ years old, found in a farm/forest in Tasmania, Australia. No maker's marks but very clear hand-forging marks. 1.1 m tall, 500 mm deep, 900 mm wide. I assume it's a press to hold, maybe a log for sawing, hay bales or something farm-related. The foot pedal can be depressed, which pushes down the adjustable curved wings on the arm. Obviously the dishing on the base plate is also curved. An arm on the foot pedal locks it into position with around 400 mm of locking position. What is this thing? Answer: this is an antique machine for assembling wooden fruit crates, a primitive but effective tool of the early 20th century used in agriculture and the packaging industry. It works according to the principle of pressing. The blanks of the box were placed on the base, after which the operator used his foot to set in motion the pedal, which activated the clamping lever from above. This lever pressed down the elements of the box, holding them in the right position while they were fastened with nails or wooden spikes. This design allowed one person to quickly and accurately assemble boxes for apples, pears and other fruits, which were then sent for sale or export. Found this next to a creeklet on the edge of a marsh in the Ozark Mountains in rural southwest Missouri. It seems to be iron, and you can feel the bottommost rectangle on the other side of the cylinder if you reach under. About 3 feet tall. It might go much farther into ground, can't tell. It seems to be iron, and you can feel the bottommost rectangle. What is this thing? Answer: the photo shows the inside of a homemade exhaust valve. The cylinder is made of thick metal, which indicates its purpose for working under pressure. Inside there is a crosspiece, an element that provides structural rigidity and guides the flow of liquid. The side cutouts were probably used for maintenance or attachment to the external body. Judging by the corrosion, the device has been in the ground or a damp environment for a long time. This is a typical find from former industrial or agricultural sites where similar valves were used to regulate the discharge of water or other liquids in naturally pressurized systems. Tiffany & Company Sterling Spoon. Scooper. 60 grams. It's very deep for a spoon. Bought at a thrift shop and trying to figure out what kind of utensil it is. What is this thing? Answer: the photo shows a vintage measuring jigger from Tiffany and a Cordis-style co made of silver. This is a bar accessory that was used to accurately measure out portions of alcohol when making cocktails. The domed shape and handle resemble a ladle, but this model has a well-defined volume division, usually from 1 to 2 ounces. Such jiggers were often made of silver or silver-plated brass and were valued as an exquisite element of bar culture. Wooden board 47 by 23 centimeters, 18, 5 x 9 inch, with elliptical indentations. December 7, 1912 written on the back. What is this thing? My subscribers should guess this thing. Write your suggestions and we'll move on. Don't forget to subscribe. Heavy metal, iron? Cauldron-shaped thing with feet and hole in bottom found in attic of 1830s era southern mansion. Solid metal, rusted. Diameter about 3 feet. It's upside down in this photo, looks like it may have had a top that could have been bolted on. No moving parts. What is this thing? Answer: the photo shows a massive metal case from an ancient forge, most likely of an industrial or stationary type. The domed shape with a side opening was designed to connect a blower. That's where the airflow was directed, pumped by bellows or a fan to maintain a high temperature in the hearth. The upper mounting brackets serve to install the grate or crucible holder. A ruined ash pit or coal mine is visible in the center. This is the heart of the forging plant. It was here that the metal was heated to a forging temperature. Now it has lost its internal components, the duct, the grill and the dampers, but by design it is easy to recognize its function. Such devices were used in workshops and factories in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Left at our house for years now by a former tenant. It's really heavy, and seems to be some type of water pump. It has hoses, dials, and some type of hand lever thing with a black ball on the end. It also came in a large black carrier, with wheels like a suitcase. What is this thing? Answer: the photo shows a manual ground-based hydraulic pump for servicing aviation systems. This specialized device is used to create pressure in hydraulic lines during aircraft maintenance, especially engines and flaps. It can be used to manually pressurize a closed system without starting the engine. Pressure gauges on the panel allow precise control of the pressure value, and rotary and shutoff valves regulate the direction and flow of the liquid. The entire kit is housed in an impact-resistant case, which indicates its military or aviation field use. Such pumps are necessary to pre-check the tightness and operability of the components before the flight. Metal handle, with 2 curved oval metal plates of different sizes. Not sure if it's missing anything or if this is the whole thing. What is this thing? Answer: in the photo, there is a dumpling or dumpling mold, also known as a manual dough press cutter. The device allows you to quickly and accurately cut out circles from rolled dough, giving them the same shape and size. The upper curved surface presses the dough a little when pressed, and the lower metal frame clearly cuts out the edges. This design is convenient in everyday life. It is simple, durable, and ideal for hand sculpting dumplings, manti, or ravioli. Metal fittings, made of aluminum and steel, a measuring device. Pieces vary in length between 25 mm and 100 mm. Some pieces screw together. I have a box of these pieces. The pieces marked ET25, 50, etc. are lengths in mm. They feel like aluminum. The shiny steel ones have letters and numbers, but don't correspond to any measurements I can see. The measuring device is in mm. None of the pieces have any country or manufacturer names on them. Google searches have not produced any results. What is this thing? Answer: in the photo, it is a set of specialized tools for precise installation and adjustment of wheel camber and convergence, most often used in motorsport and in professional suspension tuning. A graduated protractor is used to measure and set the angles of the wheel, camber/caster, and cylindrical spacers with markings, for example, ET50, are used to simulate the departure of a disc when selecting new wheels. The kit allows mechanics to precisely adjust the parameters to a specific vehicle configuration, ensuring stability on the track, uniform rubber wear, and the right cornering behavior. Metal cooking device with silicon knobs on it. I've had this in a box in my kitchen for a while and never been sure what it's for. Do you recognize it? Answer: this item is a special grate with silicone inserts, which is used together with a mold for cupcakes or muffins. Her task is to create a recess in each muffin during baking. Silicone tips are inserted into the center of each cell of the mold, and when the dough rises in the oven, they do not allow it to fill the center. The result is muffins with neat cavities that can then be easily filled with cream, jam, chocolate, or other fillings. This device is convenient because it eliminates the need to cut out the centers manually after baking, ensuring a uniform and neat result immediately. What is this gold-tone metal thing with Medici coat of arms design? It has a flap at the back which moves when pressed but springs back into place, and is more scratched than the rest of the item. 12.5 cm x 10 cm x 3 cm. 127G. What is this thing? Answer: in the photo, there is a decorative metal object with a curved base, which is really an antique book stand, or bookend. Such a thing is placed on the edge of a shelf, and its curved metal leg hides under a stack of books. The weight of the books holds the structure in place, preventing books from falling or collapsing. The front part is decorated by hand. Gilding, floral ornaments, and a coat of arms with 5 round inserts resemble ancient Tuscan motifs or the style of Florence of the 16th to 18th century. Such products were often made of wood or metal and covered with gold leaf and lacquer, which gave them an antique look and value. Big orange thing pulled behind a truck on a road. Google Lens says it's for drilling a well, but they've been wandering up this street with this thing all morning. Maybe associated with expanding an intersection, since I know that's somewhat in the works at this location? Answer: the photo shows a drilling rig that takes soil samples for geotechnical testing. This is a mandatory part of the preparation for any large-scale construction, whether it's a highway, bridge, building, or industrial facility. Specialists drill the earth by extracting cores, soil cylinders, at different depths in order to study the composition, density, granulometric composition, water saturation, and plasticity of the soil in the laboratory. This data is needed to understand exactly how the earth will behave under load, whether there will be subsidence, liquefaction, or drainage disruption. Based on these analyses, engineers decide which materials to add, how many layers of asphalt or crushed stone to lay, and whether to strengthen the foundation. This is a guarantee that the road or building will last for decades and not collapse in a couple of years. This stage is always carried out according to state and federal regulations before any serious construction begins. Long metal triangle-shaped box about 18 inches long found in building that used to be a post office. My brother and his wife own a building that supposedly used to be a post office, and there's like 50 of these. Doesn't seem to be a way to open them unless it's just that rusted shut. What is this thing? Answer: the photos show an antique metal object with the stamp Waltham, Sweden. At first glance, it resembles an ordinary weight or counterweight, but the shape, material, and origin tell a different story. This is probably a cooling element used in the early 20th century in the delivery of ice cream. Such blocks were filled with brine or salt water, frozen and then placed between barrels of ice cream in special insulated boxes or trolleys. The wedge shape allowed it to be inserted tightly between rounded containers, and the metal body provided long-term cold retention. The handle was used for easy installation and removal. The Waltham company actually produced not only watches, but also equipment related to the storage and transportation of products. Weird blinking canisters found under hotel room bed. What are they? I just got a message from my mum who is on vacation in Amsterdam. I have never seen anything like these. I am hoping someone on here will know what they are. Answer: the photos show the Valpa Smart Leg system, a smart leg for furniture designed for early detection and control of bed bugs in hotel rooms. Unlike conventional legs, it is equipped with a hidden trap mechanism and a sensor connected to a monitoring system. As soon as a bug gets trapped, the information is instantly transmitted via the network to the application or server, and the hotel staff receives a notification. The leg easily replaces a standard furniture support and can additionally be mounted on a wall using a special wall mount extension piece, as shown in the second illustration. The design is simple, but thought out to the smallest detail. It is safe for guests, maintenance-free, and at the same time allows you to identify the problem before it becomes large-scale. This solution is actively used in premium-class hotels, where it is important to ensure sanitary safety without visual damage to the interior. Friends, if you see an error, write in the comments. Also subscribe to the channel. Let's get 1,000 subscribers.